that feel when it pays off like that.
Exactly.
All right, so we'll be. Looks like Richard is going to be doing the setup to get the doubles streams appearing. I believe we've got 4 teams, if I'm not mistaken. Gonna pull up the SRL race as well, so that I can keep an eye on that. So for both of you, Rory and Shed, and also Hydra, all 3 of you are. We'll start with Rory. Keep this in a coherent way. Are you also participating in doubles? And if so, you presumably have run this already.
Yes, I'm going to be in doubles with Meldon, my teammate. So we ran the seed on Friday.
Okay. And Shed, you...
Yep. Yeah, I'm also in doubles. I'm running with Trojan Dude, and we ran on Thursday.
Cool. And Hydra, if you're still around, did you also have a doubles team, or is it singles only for you?
Hydra said he'd be back in a minute.
Ah, okay.
So,
do you know if he's participating in doubles?
He is. He's going to be teaming with Epic Cat, actually.
Cool, and presumably they've already completed as well.
Yes, they have.
All right, so we'll save the we'll save the spoilers for later. We'll let the seed unfold for our viewers as a brand new experience. In the meantime, I guess let's go to Rory real quick, and you tell me, do you have any particular teams other than yourself and Meldon, which is like cheating to have you 2 together? It's garbage. No, I'm just kidding. But are there any teams in particular that you are like looking out for that you think might be cool to watch?
I think honestly one of the most terrifying teams in this tournament is going to be Raziel and Sigma, because both of them are really skilled runners, and Sigma created the randomizer, so he knows the logic better than anyone else, which means that his routing is going to be really on point here.
You know, you say that, but sometimes I see him like, I don't even remember how certain things are whether certain things are in the logic or not. So I don't know. Maybe you're overestimating your opponent.
I think he has the potential to have some of the best routing. And
yeah, I agree.
That I would watch out for is Covert Muffin and Ella Jiminy, because they have a lot of randomizer experience on both of them. Elo is really, really fast, and Muffin's routing is pretty frequently on point.
That, of course, requires that they're not rushing Forlorn.
That is true. But hopefully they'll take the tournament seriously and not try to meet too much.
Whoa. Are you suggesting that memes are undesirable? Wow. Get out of here with this. Okay. Shed, same question for you, aside from your own team, which I'm sure it'll be tremendously hilarious with you and Trojan going back and forth. But are there any teams that you are particularly interested in?
It's basically the same ones that Rory mentioned. Yeah, Elo and Muffin is scary. Raz and Sigma is terrifying.
All right. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this will go. I think the Hydra and Epic Cat team will be very interesting. Those two. I would actually want to be able to hang out in the voice chat with them while they're running, just to hear what that chat is like.
Yeah, I agree to an extent. I think that they'll be really interesting to watch, especially because historically in the randomizers, Epic Cat has had some very different routing than the rest of us, but it always seems to work. So I think with that, and with both of them being quite fast, they have the potential to put up really good times as well.
All right, so it looks like we got the race going, and I'll set the scene for all of you guys. The 4 teams that we've got going. In the top left, it's Raziel and Sigma. You can see there are 2 screens stacked on top of one another. In the middle top, it's Ella, Jimmy, and Covert Muffin stacked. On the there's 5 teams. I see another one. Oh, that's lovely. On the right side in the top, you've got Fluffy Prower and Mad Insane. On the bottom left, you've got Terra 21 and Grim to the side of one another. And then the bottom right, you got Uncle Roddy and Hitachi Hex, and for some reason they get consigned to the small space. Hello. Okay, so Dash was the XP pickup right under Spirit Flame.
Dash was.
If I remember, the seed started off with Bash and Dash right away.
Good God, what is this seed?
It was pretty insane, actually. So there's going to be a lot that opens up really quickly with those two abilities.
So we've just watched a fair bit of the singles race where, of course, we got some of the basics of how the randomizer works and how you play it. Now the question is, and Rory, you can start us off with this. Tell us how this differs when you're playing in doubles.
Okay, so the main difference with doubles is that obviously you have two people on a team, so you can communicate freely with your partner. And what this means is that you have a lot of different options for routing. So one of the things that I'm going to be looking for in these races is to see how the different teams will split up the map. Because once you sort of get different skills, you can choose to send one player to one area and one player to a different area. And then they can call out like what important pickups they get. Like, oh, I just found Stomp over here. And then the other player can say, okay, well now I have to go there and ignore everything else. So I'm going to be really interested to see how they get split up.
That's truly like the mark you can look for a very good experienced team for the 2v2s is how well they're dividing up like that.
So, did we get wall jump at some point? I think we did, because
Looks
everyone
like it.
seems to be making their way to Blackroot here. Which means of those first 4, maybe 5 pickups that are accessible right now, we didn't have 2 keystones. We had 3 skills. Dash, dash, and wall jump.
It's a very interesting and aggressive combination at the very start here.
It really is.
Meanwhile, it's interesting to watch Covert actually went far out of his way to farm XP for a level up to do the cutscene skip there. It actually would have been faster overall to just not do that. So that's kind of funny.
That's always one of the interesting things about getting no XP pickups early on before the seed sends you to Blackroot, is you just feel like, oh, it's faster if I can skip this cutscene, but you don't have the XP. So you don't have the ability point. And it's like, well, I guess I just have to watch it.
Now here we are seeing our first deviation here. Mad Insane has opted to go left in Blades because he did find a second keystone somewhere. So now we're going to see that these two runners are going to go in different directions and they're going to be able to find out different information. So you might not ever see Fluffy go over in this direction if it just turns out there's nothing here.
Where do we know where that second keystone was? Was it the Frankie Walk XP? I think it might have been.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Which that is something that I'm surprised more people didn't do, because that pickup is definitely in the logic. It can be something that you need to progress.
Yeah, most definitely.
And it opens up as soon as you get Bash.
That's actually one of the... Go ahead, Shed.
Well, I was just gonna say it's the issue, of course, being that it takes quite a while to actually check it with just Bash, despite it being in the logic. So some people tend to put it off if they check it at all.
That's true.
It's also... Go ahead.
Okay, I got it. I think in doubles, it's especially worth it to check, because you can have one person just sort of keep going with what they're doing, and the other player doesn't really lose too much time because they can skip more things as they catch up.
Right. And as they're going, they're learning information that allows both runners to be more efficient later on.
So Mad Insane just found Spirit Light Efficiency. That was the G-Cell level jump.
That is incredible.
Which means he's going to have a ton of ability points. Really fast.
Doesn't look like there was much else over here, though, so I wouldn't be surprised if, when Fluffy eventually gets over here, if he just skips most everything. Just goes for the tree.
Just trade for that. So I missed what was on the first map stone there. Just a keystone.
Just a keystone. It looks like we only have one keystone. Maybe? No, he has 2. So Matt is actually going to be heading into left Glades.
This is actually all working out very well for that team because they're able to split up, and that is a shard of the Guan Seal.
Shard.
Alright.
Also picked up clean water, so now he'll be able to do the fast flippers and such.
And I think
Have
Razzie
those
just picked
pickups
up
there.
a double jump, actually. from
Interesting.
the first XP in the Razzie.
After taking a glimpse, I found a couple keystones there. Go ahead, Shed.
Oh, it was just fitting that Raziel found a useful pickup in the Raziel No area.
That is true. Clean water picked up for Fluffy. That was on the ability cell in main Blackroot.
Oh, Madden's saying it appears to have gotten enough energy to actually do the quote-unquote Frankie walk. Did go through that energy door, so he's making his way into Moon Grotto right now. And this is the point where it will become impossible to follow the action. Because it's even worse than normal, because everyone is intentionally deviating.
Well, Mad actually has 4 energy cells, so this could very well be the direction that the seed is trying to send them in.
Yeah, that's definitely valid.
I can't see how many keystones anyone has because it's way too small, but if they have 4 keystones, then there is the possibility that they could be sent to Charge Flame through left glades as well.
Elo has 3, I think. But that
I'm seeing 1
would
on
be the
Elo.
most.
I'm seeing 1, maybe.
Yeah, I have Elo's actual stream open, so that is 1
Okay.
keystone that he currently has. And Cover Muffin has 2. Interesting.
So I wonder if anyone's going to go check the underwater pickups now that some teams have clean water.
Sigma did, and he found a couple keystones for his trouble. I did not see if others also did the same, but now Sigma's going to be able to progress to left glades. Raziel was actually at the same spot at the same time, picking up the same keystones, basically. So some of the teams still pretty close together. Meanwhile, Mad Insane is often off by himself doing interesting stuff.
And looks like, I just want to point out that on the small streams, Ronnie and Hitachi seem to have split up pretty well with Ronnie in left glades and Hitachi going to BRB. So they should be finding things as well soon.
Now we are still seeing everybody pretty much on the same set of skills with dash, bash, double jump, and wall jump.
Ronnie just took a death and got reset all the way back to Blackroot.
Oh, that's real bad.
That's a long one.
That is not where you want to get sent back to.
Let's tear up too. Meanwhile, Grim checking the bottom of BRB. Not sure what he found there. Didn't seem useful. So he's
Muffin
back
did-
up top.
Muffin did straight into Grotto, so he will be going there next. Well,
Okay.
Elo is doing left blades, it seems.
Muffin will be catching up with Mad Insane really quickly here.
And he got
Muffin have
himself some mega
stop.
health
How did
as
he
well.
get through there?
He probably
He used the
double dashed
Frankie
with
sequence
Ronnie.
break.
Oh.
So we saw one runner try to do that last time. Actually, I think it was Muffin tried
It
to
was,
do that
yeah.
last
It
time.
was.
But it didn't work out for him in the singles race because he just missed it once. But in this case, he was able to do it. He's gonna climb the rock fall and get his. I think it was just a couple XP and his water vein, which whatever that is going to turn out to be.
I would call that strategy pretty risky for a singles tournament since it's a pretty severe sequence break. And the logic, will never expect you to do anything close to that. But in doubles shards, of course, it's pretty smart to get you split up with your partner.
Yep.
I agree with that, Chad. And it turned out in singles that it was very fortuitous for Muffin that it did not work. Because
Yeah.
that ended up directing him to Charge Flame, where Dash was.
And the one, I think the good distinction to draw between this game and, again, Link to the Past, because as mentioned, this is very, very heavily inspired by and based on Link to the Past randomizer. In that game, there are items that are clearly kind of optional that are technically required. So you can sequence break by avoiding bothering to care that they're required. For example, the lamp. But in this game, most of the stuff that you could try to bypass is going to be required eventually anyway. So sequence breaks are a bit more risky sometimes.
Seems to be a water vein card, unless he had that before.
I'm gonna get Mad Insane's actual
I think
stream
it
open
was a
because
water
he's
shard.
I know
trailblazing
he
a
has a
little
water
bit.
vein and a one skill shard.
All right, so now we got. Of course, I can't tell which stream is which.
Jiminy just collecting the wall jump tree and picking up the spirit light efficiency there. So I'm curious where he's gonna go to next. Muffin is already in Grotto.
Raziel and Sigma splitting up where Sigma is heading upwards from the Grotto teleporter, while Raziel appears to be going down.
I really
Never
like
mind,
that
I lied.
choice, if that's where they're doing. I would, however, expect Raziel to go somewhere completely different, and he is going to. Sigma continues on through the right side of the swamp.
It appears there is the water vein shard was in the water in Death Gauntlet, so Raziel just went back to pick that up.
Okay.
Know from our truck that Terra and Grim are they're both in glades and they're kind of sticking together a little bit more than some of the other teams. Mad Insane and Fluffy, of course, are drawing a very stark contrast where they're just completely like far apart, worlds apart. But Terra and Grim's pathing seems to be keeping them fairly close together. But they still seem to be making good progress here.
The same is sort of true of Elo and Muffin, really far as well right now.
And that you can that's something that happens when you have more experience with these 2v2s, is when you split up more like that. I know Grim is rather new to the randomizers, and Terra as well, so perhaps they haven't had much practice doing split up strategies.
See, that's how they're gonna lull you guys into a false sense of security and then kick all y'all butts. We are seeing Fluffy head back into the Death Gauntlet area, and he's going to pick up his Water Vein Shard.
It looks like Raziel has picked up Charge Jump at the health cell behind the 2 energy door, right next to the bridge in Grotto.
Fantastic. So I'm sure Sigma will make a beeline for that, as he's pretty close by at the moment.
I would definitely expect that. So thanks to the truck for pointing that out.
There it is. Sigma picks up Charge Jump.
This seat is wide open right now. Charge Jump, dash, and bash.
And of course, double
Practically
jump,
all
which
you need.
Yeah.
double jump just makes you feel better about most everything you're doing.
So
Well, yeah.
What I want to see right now is how quickly is somebody going to go to the left side of the map? Because that is distinctly on the table right now if you do the Frankie sequence break with Bash, and I think that in doubles that's much more reasonable to do early. Because there are so many pickups over there that may or may not have shards on them.
So it's kind of funny to see right now Muffin's trying to reach this ability cell. He was trying to reach it with double jump, but you can just bash up there. That's one of those things where you don't really realize that until you've done like a lot of randomizers. Like no speedrun category involves that crap.
Yep. I think if you do pick up that cell, you pick it up with charge jump.
Yep. So some interesting Sigma kind of heading a little bit towards Swamp. I wonder if he's going to try to make his way in there.
I don't think he can get in there right now.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any way of blowing up the charge flame barrier and drainless, so he can't drain the water. And he doesn't have Stomp, so he can't get in through the drainless abilities. So it looks like he's just gonna pick up those two pickups and then take off somewhere else.
Perhaps up to the iceless area.
That looks like where he's headed.
And he did pick up his charge jump earlier. He gets a map stone. He's gonna drop it right in if the
Very
doodle in.
conveniently placed.
He
In some trouble. Charge
Yeah,
dash
you
and
can't charge
petrified
dash
plant
the
there.
thing.
Yeah. Gonna kill that slime.
Charge flame is actually really nice for that area for that exact reason. It just takes out the slime and the plant.
So unless you get the charge flame, or the pickup that reduces the cost of charge flame, it's an expensive way to blow up plants.
Interesting to note that Madden was down below the grotto teleporter in that area, and he did not pick up the plant there. He does have dash, and he should theoretically have access to charge dash, but he doesn't seem to have leveled it yet.
I can't see what his ability points look like.
He has 2 ability points currently. And now 3, because he just picked up another cell.
So Cornelius just picked up the charge flame tree. I think he might be the first one to do that. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
we're definitely seeing Terra and Grim split up a fair bit right now.
They are definitely splitting up, and I like seeing that from them. As was mentioned, they're both pretty new to this.
Now, the cool thing to note is Grim, although being new to Randomizer in particular, he has experience in categories with significant amount of completion since he ran vanilla all cells. It's very similar to Definitive Edition all cells, but there's a fair bit of new stuff and also some things that just were never included in any completion category, like plants.
We need to get around plant percent at some point.
Is that a second water vein shard? Or was that where the one was
I think
originally?
that is where the one was.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
where the one was.
That energy.
Okay, got it. I
So-
misunderstood earlier, and I thought it was from the stomp thing.
Interesting to note, Romelios did hit a timed level up there, which made it so he could open the door. Otherwise, he would not have been able to.
Time level ups are an interesting thing to think about in randomizers because it's so difficult to actually plan for one. In normal categories, we have the XP routed so specifically so that you pretty much always level up where you want to. But in randomizers, like if you're gonna go for a timed level up, you sort of have to get your XP about to where you want it, and then go to the point and not get anything along the way if you actually want to plan it.
Yep, which is even harder now with a lot of the pickups having random amounts of XP in them. So you could just randomly get like 400 XP from a pickup and there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
Yep.
So I think time level ups are almost just lucky in a way, but I always appreciate seeing runners try to use them when they notice it.
Well, I believe I've heard you mention in the past that you tried to. Did I just say stomp for Raziel?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
From Madden thing as well.
Where's that?
Oh, was it from the same place?
It was, yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's actually really funny.
That's incredibly important. Raziel and Sigma are going to be uncorked in a serious way. They're going to be able to make a lot of progress very soon.
That
But yeah,
completely
like-
opens Valley.
I think it looks like Sigma's gonna go get that right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's a wise call.
And Raziel is actually in Ginsu.
Interesting. So they got
So-
all 3 shards at some point.
They found a water vein shard at some point. We missed it.
Well, at least one. This is impossible. There's no way we can keep track of all this.
They found their water vein shards. So I'm interested to see where they split routing now. The left side of the map is completely open for them if they have Stomp. It doesn't even have to take that crazy froggy walk. trick. So I think it's going to be interesting to see where those two go now that they have that. Madden
Yeah,
is
for sure.
actually also in Gitso now.
That he is.
So I really want to know where they found those shards.
If I remember correctly, there was one on the map.
Okay.
Yeah, map 3, I believe.
So one was on a map stone, one was that ability cell in the Death Gauntlet. I don't know what it was.
I don't remember where the third one was.
But yeah, I think a pretty common pattern right now is going to be one person in Jinso and maybe one person heading to Valley, maybe?
That's
Valley or
what
Swamp?
I would like to see, personally.
Or Swamp, yeah. Swamp's an option as well.
Swamp is definitely an option.
Although since they're hunting for shards, it's possible the person in Ginso is planning to finish the entire dungeon
Yeah.
and head out the top. So
That's
yeah, it looks
also
like Sigma's heading to Valley now.
a possibility, and I would like to see that that routing choice, because when you don't know where those shards are, there's a lot of pickups in the top half of Ginso.
Yep.
Looks like Mad and Fluffy only have 2 maps, which means they've been put for the 3rd map stone. Raziel has just picked up a Sunstone shard, we've been told,
In Ginso?
for the Ash Tree.
Yeah, Matt also has it now.
Sigma opting not to get the Spirit Tree teleporter. So
Makes sense because he's on his way to Valley.
yeah, he's going to be going straight to Valley. He's going to try to get that plant for a little bit. We have Covert Muffin and Horror Fields here. I don't know if he's found anything yet. Probably checked a couple things here. Definitely splitting quite a bit. Does Elo have Stomp? He's right there by it.
He does have Stomp, yes.
He does?
Yes.
Okay. So, who do you guys think is going to be the next team to get into Ginso? We've got Raziel and Zane already there.
Elo's heading in right now.
Elo now the 3rd one. So that leaves 2 remaining teams. Terra and Grimelius and Garani and Itachi that have not found that 3rd one chart.
Looks like Hitachi has now found Charge Jump.
That's really good for them. That's going to
Yes.
open up a lot.
They did find a certain one shield steel shard. Sorry. So that if they find one more, it might someone prone to Forlorn.
That's definitely going to be another thing to watch out for, is if anybody finds the 3rd Gumud seal and does try to split Forlorn. Because there are a good number of pickups on the way down and inside Forlorn itself.
Yeah.
It's definitely possible that shards could be hiding in there. And while it's not something that you really want to check in singles, if you can avoid it, because there's only one possible thing that could be useful in this game, in doubles it's much more reasonable to route someone to Forlorn.
You still don't want to do it, but yes, it's a lot more
You
reasonable.
don't want to,
One of the last options you try.
definitely.
Wow, speak for yourselves.
Muffin and Elo may try to do it early, if anyone does.
I would expect Team Forlorn to try Forlorn, yes. Looks like Fluffy likes what Matt found in the Ginso tree and is doing it himself now.
I think this is interesting from Sigma to do Misty first over Sorrow.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because Sorrow Pass has so many pickups in it. Though I don't think he actually has glide.
Does not. He might not be feeling comfortable enough with it. Without glide, that is.
With only 5 health. And
Yeah, a lot of those pickups are on the left side of Daro.
Speaking of,
Shard, he just picked up
that is a Gumon Seal Shard. So,
Yes, it is.
3 from that team.
yep, they have access to Forlorn now. Now, they're not the team that wants to rush Forlorn, but you never know.
But they're...
We still might see it.
I think Muffin just picked up a shard as well. I couldn't tell which one it was.
Yeah, Sunstone
Or
Shard.
was a
I-
Sunstone Shard?
I'm only able to guess because I can sort of see the little brackets after it.
I'm like tapping over to the mainstream periodically to check on those.
So was that the 4 energy door in
That was the
Grove?
4 energy door in the spider sack area.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we've seen LO was picking up his light grenade tree. An extra double jump for Fluffy. That's nice. And Ginso. I'm guessing the other people have gotten into Ginso have also picked that up. We're gonna see.
Very nice pickup to get.
We're gonna see him potentially finish Ginso. I think we saw Raziel do that.
I believe Raz and Mad both finished it.
Yeah, Matt and Sane
Okay.
already finished Ginso, so depending on what he found up there, Fluffy may or may not do it. Looks like he is.
Yeah,
He definitely seems
so
to be
Matt and
taking
Sam
it, yeah.
must have found something getting.
Mad
Otherwise-
and Raziel both found grenade in the cube room. So
Oh.
Fluffy might just be getting it there.
That would
go.
do it. You definitely want to get that pickup because
Yeah.
once you get over to the left side of the map, there are a few grenade doors in Valley of the Wind and in Misty and Sorrow, and you really don't want to have to revisit those.
Plus, it means you can now break plants for free instead of spending energy with the charge dash.
That's definitely true. Though you
So
can
given-
still cancel those charge dashes. Have some.
So, given the situation so far, like, who would you even say is like leading right now? It's really hard to say.
It is. They're all really close.
I would say Raz and Syndrome are right now,
I would agree with that, Hydra, because
but Fluffy and Mad are both very close.
Sigma is on the left side of the map, and I think that is really important.
That said, we don't know about the status of the Sunstone Shards.
That's true, but Sigma has cleared all of Misty except for carrying the orb to get the Gumon seal. It looks like he bailed on that, saying this is not worth it because it's only 1 pickup. Even if it's a shard, then you can still find 4 other shards on the map.
Matt and Sade's heading down to the light grenade tree now. I'm interested to see if he actually goes all the way into Lost Grove, because it's not a great place to check, but in doubles, like it's an option for sure.
Definitely is. Given that he has grenade now, I wouldn't be surprised to see him check at least the next a few pickups below it. The light grenade, just like by the laser, just because those are pretty fast to check.
Well, he gets
It
his
looks-
8 XP from the light grenade tree.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, in there.
I see another Gumon Seal Shard for Muffin. That might have been the last one he needed.
I believe that was his second, but I could be wrong. Yeah.
It was his second, yeah.
I think the third one that Sigma has was in Misty.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Did Terra just leave Ginso without picking up grenade? He just walked away from the grenade pickup. Okay, wait, he's going back up. Oh boy.
Looks like he's key duping.
Okay, there we go.
Terra, please. It might be required.
Good lord.
I want to see Terra and Erms split a little bit more.
Okay.
Having them both in Jinso is a bit odd.
The truck is saying that Sigma has found glide.
Fantastic.
I'm not sure where that was, but
Well, Sigma was just in Misty, so it might have been in there.
I don't think it can be.
I wasn't watching his stream.
I don't think it can be in Misty.
I'm unsure.
So one important thing to keep a note on is Both Terra and Grim have still not found Stomp. Neither of them has checked that particular location. And that is probably the big thing holding them back right now.
Yeah.
Ella and Muffin have Stomp. I believe Roddy and Hitachi have Stomp. Everyone else has Stomp.
That is definitely an important point. And I wonder if it's because they're sort of less experienced with the randomizer, and so they don't necessarily know that they're able to check there.
Similarly, since they're less experienced, they're unlikely to try the Stompless strategy to get into Valley.
That's true.
I might.
Elias is a controller.
I would see Terra as being likely to at least
see
give it a
Terra
shot.
doing that. Yeah.
But yeah, for Grim, that would just be nigh impossible because it's just awful on controller.
It is awful. It only requires one double bash, but it's still awful.
It doesn't even require one if you position the front properly. I did end up testing that.
Well, that's good to know.
For science.
Oh yeah.
Looked like a Spirit Flame upgrade for Fluffy down there in the water beneath Stomp, so that's nice. Or beneath Swamp, not Stomp.
Yeah, I don't know if anything else really relevant while swimming.
I didn't see anything. Alright, so we're seeing Sigma finishing up the so heading out the instant he gets grenade, he knows what's what. Where's he heading? What's next for the Sigma set?
Raziel is in Sorrow. Right.
Okay. So he has gone with Glide, right? Because Sigma found it, so...
Yes.
Yes, he does have it.
That's why he's there.
He also just found Warmth Return, the most important pickup in the game.
Indeed. For those who don't know, Warmth Return does absolutely nothing in the randomizer.
Another Gumon Seal Shard. Are we going to see some Forlorn action?
Might.
Or will it remain Forlorn?
He might, but I don't think so. I don't think we'll see it for a while at least.
In before 3 Sunstone Shards are there?
Yeah, Raziel still has all of the left side of Sorrow to check. He can very well get something.
So Elo is making his way through Misty. You've got Muffin hanging out in the Ginso tree. He's going to go get Grenade pretty soon. Double jump tree for Terra. Sorry, that's not Terra. That's Matt Insane. Fluffy making his way through the right side of Swamp. Light Grenade for Sigma. Left side of Sorrow for Raziel. Terra making his way to Stomp Tree, which unfortunately is not Stomp.
Truck is saying that Glide was in the water secret African swamp.
I see.
And also that Sunstone Shard was in the Sorrow Light Grenade pickup.
Is this literally the same seed?
It can't be, it's Shard.
Yeah, but Glide was in the same place. Stomp was in the same place. That's so weird. Just those two things.
Yeah.
Because obviously Bash and Dash were in completely different places.
This seed was really just insane at the start with Dash and Dash in the first 2 pickups.
Still missing Stomp on Terra and Grim, and it's really just going to be a matter of which of them finally remembers, like, hey, there's this pickup in the top left there. I feel like at least Grim should eventually remember it exists, but that might not be for a while. But he has run all cells, so he knows it's there.
That's true. Rug is saying that Jump was a Sunstone Shard, so Raziel should have the Sunstone right now. I don't know. Since he doesn't have a tracker, we can't see for sure.
Nice Cypher speed from Raziel there. Into Misty faster.
Yeah. So if that's the case, if he does have Sunstone, then that team is in mode.
Doesn't
see
look
how
like
that goes.
Fluffy and Mad have been to Valley yet, so they were the team closest behind Sigma and Raziel.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the holdup is, but I think it's more that they did a bit more of the right side, like wrapping up before they decided to advance to the left. But I haven't. It doesn't seem like they've been spending like a lot of time just farming locations. I'm not 100% sure. That, of course, is one of the key differences with the shards mode, is that you never know when you actually need to stop picking things up until you get all those shards.
That's one of the benefits of having a partner for it, is your partner can tell you where those shards are, and once you get to certain areas, you can just sort of make a beeline for them. So that's what Sigma's doing right now.
Oh man, mapstone number 4 was 7 XP. Yeah!
Oh, that's so much value. Mapstones have been really, really unimpressive this season, to be honest. Just hasn't been anything super relevant there.
So we got Elo in Sorrow with no feather.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's a thing.
It's not he's in
Definitely
slow mode.
thinking too.
He's heading to Horror right now.
Okay.
Alright,
Raz
so
not far behind, but going to Light Grenade first.
Yeah, so they're just absolutely crushing it.
it looks
Yeah.
like, barring any ridiculous mistakes, this is going to be a win for Sigma and Raziel at this point. No one
Yeah,
else
with around,
is anywhere close.
I guess now you can, as you know, one of the organizers, you can tell us a little bit about the format with regard to how our teams ranked or timed against one another. What's the measurement used?
Okay, yeah, so the way that we're doing this is because we want both partners to be relevant. We're going to use an average time of 2 partners. So it basically means that you want to keep both of your times as low as possible. It's not like you can just have one person rush to the end and it doesn't really matter the second one finishes. So it looks like these two are going to be coming in pretty close to each other. I don't know if it's going to be under 40 minutes. Like
Quick update. Fluffy and Mad have now found 3 Sunstone shards, so they should be good to go at this point.
Cool. And we see Matt is working on Sorrow. He's gonna go get his sea jump tree.
And he's
Note
gonna
they
be
both
really
only
sad
have
when
2.
there's a 4th Sunstone shard at Sea Jump.
Yeah. Actually, no, he won't be, because Fluffy found the Sunstone Shard in Grove, and Mad found the Sunstone Shard at the grenade pickup in Sorrow, so the extra Sunstone Shard means Mad doesn't need to go back to Grove for the 3rd one.
Okay.
Right. Alright, cool. So, final escape for Sigma. Went pretty well. No problems there. Not surprised at all. He did not have climb, so there was no grenade jump, which means we'll have to hold right for the entire minute 20. Meanwhile, Elo, he is done. He is making his way to the final escape, so not far behind. Muffin, I'm not sure what Muffin's up to. Okay, he was picking up one last thing. It must have been the final shard he needed. Or one of the final shards he needed.
Something.
There was something. He picked something up. Yep.
You gotta pick up. That's all we know.
Can confirm. So Matt is doing pretty good. He just needs to make his way to the climb tree, and then he is done. He'll head to Horu. Fluffy is got 4 trees left to go. He'll get the Sunstone Shard from the charge jump tree, and he'll be done with that. And he'll just need to go do climb, grenade, and glide. What? Did he really not collect the glide pickup? Huh. I mean, I guess you could do that.
Something interesting to note is that Muffin is like super far behind Elo Jiminy despite them being partners, and that's kind of rare to see in the 2v2s, is to have one partner be this far behind another one.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure what exactly transpired. It was hard to follow, but Muffin only has the charge jump and climb trees left, so somehow he ended up just not doing left side.
It's possible they were just splitting up and having Elo do the left side while Muffin cleans out the rest of the right side, which is a possibility.
You know, it's
That is a
also
possibility.
yeah, and I think it's also a possibility that they actually just forgot a location that was important, and so they couldn't communicate that, and as a result, Muffin had to keep going because they just literally did not know where an important thing they got came from.
That is very possible. That has happened to many a 2v2 runner.
Yeah, in fact, Muffin doesn't have glide, so he's having to do Sorrow with no glide. I think Elo did too, didn't he? But maybe Muffin wasn't confident in that, so he was still trying to find glide.
So Sigma and Raziel have both just finished. The truck is saying that they have a 40-44 on Sigma and a 41-30 on Raziel. Those are actually really, really good times, and
Those
they're
are
extremely
fantastic.
close.
Yeah, those are incredible times.
So those times will actually place them in first seed.
Elo finished with a 42.04 there. On SRL, that is. And Muffin's still working on Star Pass, which is a giant pain if you don't have the thing, but fortunately he made it through. Meanwhile, how are Ronnie and Hitachi doing? Poor guys, just crunched down there in the corner. Ronnie just missed grenade keystone. He didn't pick it up. I hope that's because he's duping.
It looks
It
like
is, yeah.
Okay.
So hopefully he knows that that's there and picks it up. Is he duping again?
I think so, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he is. I was gonna say, like, please pick up the damn thing, you... Yeah. Okay, he picked it up. Oh god. Okay, there we go. Now we can actually see Ronnie and Hitachi.
We have Mad Escape, final escape now. See where Fluffy's still going to maybe heading there as well.
Fluffy has light grenade tree still.
Okay, he's
Yeah.
heading to the light grenade tree. He just
And that's his last one, so once he collects that, he'll make his way to the end.
Yeah.
Gonna see any fish traps from that thing? No. Boo.
Muffin just has Climb left, which he will be getting to very shortly. He does also have Sunstone.
Alright. Meanwhile, Terra and Grim, oh man. Unfortunately, they are still
Terra?
short stomp. And Terra, as we talked about earlier, he did
Yeah.
go for the Frankie trick. That's really funny.
That means it's going to be on Grim to find Stomp if he wants to get to the left side of the map. Because Terra will not find it over here.
Yep.
Not only do we know that it's not here, it actually cannot be on the left side of the map. It's required. This logic.
We might see him attempt to do that as well.
Possibly. Possibly. He is... Grim, obviously, as a controller runner, he knows what a pain in the butt certain kinds of things are on controller, but he's also... he's got kind of a stubborn side sometimes, so he might just be like, okay, you know what? Fine, I'll try this stupid thing. Let's go.
Yeah.
We'll
Something
see.
interesting to note, though, is that Stomp is also required by the logic to get to the light grenade tree, and while there are Stompless strats for that, they are even dumber. So...
I don't know, I feel like the charge jump climb strat for that isn't very dumb.
Okay, well, yes, but they don't have climb, and I don't know if we know where climb was.
I don't think we've seen climb
I
from
don't think
anyone.
we've seen it.
So door warp going on for Fluffy. Mad Insane has finished holding right. He's done.
Actually, has
his-
double frogs over there.
Mad Insane finishes with a 45-24.
It's a good thing you got that number because he either is not in the race or he disconnected at some point.
Well, the truck is informing us that it was a 45.
Cool. Fluffy will be there pretty shortly as well. Muffin now finally heading to Horu. as well. And so it's kind of coming down to Ronnie and Hitachi versus Terra and Grim, and unfortunately without oh hey, another shard of what appears to be the water vein.
That's so useful right now.
But yeah, without Stomp, it's gonna be rough for Terra and Grim. So at this point in the seed, it's we've kind of seen what's involved in this seed. So let's come back to obviously all three of you guys in the call with me all have doubles teams. You've all already done this seed. We'll start with Rory. What was your time, and what were your guys' thoughts when you did this?
So I actually have to look up our team time. But my time was about a 44 this seed.
Okay. Wow.
And I thought it was a really good seed, actually. I'm very unsurprised that we're seeing low 40s from some of these runners.
We'll move on then to Shed. What were your times, and what do you think? Did I catch an AFK moment?
Possibly.
Oh, I'm here. Sorry, I forgot I'm on push to talk.
Oh. So yeah,
I don't. I'm gonna have to ask Rory if he has my times because I don't remember.
I have the times.
Okay.
Shed, your time was a V820. Trojan, your partner had a 5112.
Okay, yeah.
So that's a team time of a 49:46.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, like we had fun with this seed. It was just a good one in general, but we were having some trouble with some early deaths, which kind of tripped us up a bit. But yeah, it was a good seed. It was a lot of pickups. Obviously, the bash and dash made it like super fun, at least.
That is true. I definitely enjoyed having both of those at the start. That's always been like one of the things that I've been hoping to see in a seed. Just get bash and dash right at the start.
Alright, so then we'll come back to Rory to get the times for Hydra and Epic Cat, and then Hydra will get your thoughts.
I can also get the times from me and Meldon. Hydra and Epic Cat had a 4707 and a 4751 respectively. That's a 4729 average, which is pretty solid. Hydra, what were your thoughts on that?
I have never honestly experienced a bash dash seed off the start, so it was a new experience that I really enjoyed. I'm hoping to see more like that later on in the tournament.
I think
They also result in very fast pace and everything. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think you're more likely to see bash grenades, though.
Oh yeah.
And bash dash.
Yeah, that was a really unusual combination because generally there's so few pickups available at the beginning, such that the randomizer is most likely to give you one set of things that you can use to progress, and that's usually going to be either wall jump, which allows you to get to BRB, or like bash and grenade, which allows you to get several places, or something of that nature. Not usually, here's both bash and dash, and then also wall jump, and double jump.
We're getting some times in from the runners who've actually finished. It looks like Fluffy and Mad Insane are finishing with a team time of 46:56, which is actually pretty close to the time that Elton and I finished with.
Very nice.
We finished 0.36 seconds ahead of those two.
Oh gosh.
With a 46:56.14 to a 46:56.5.
Jeez.
That is quite something. Elo and Covert Muffin are going to average to a 45:33. And Raziel and Sigma will be averaging to a 41:07.
Good lord.
That is quite an insane time from those two in particular.
Well, I mean, I guess that brings us back to all of your comments right back at the beginning, where you all said Sigma and Raziel was a team to watch, because Sigma has an incredible amount of knowledge of the randomizer since he literally made it. And also, just in general, Sigma is a very, this is kind of a meme from the previous tournament. We always described him as a very cerebral player. What we really mean is not that like he's the only smart player around, but like the way he approaches the game. Like he's always involved in routing stuff. He's always helping figure out how to do things as fast as possible, and so for him to be able to apply that here and come out with a very fast time, I think should surprise probably no one.
It definitely doesn't surprise me. And another thing to note is that Sigma actually created what we call the Randomizer, which was just a really super rude seed for the randomizer that basically places everything in the most difficult possible location. So he would have had to come up with the ways to do all of these things, to get to all of these different places with as few skills as possible, just in order to make that. So he definitely knows how to do probably more things than anyone else with regards to the randomizer.
Yeah, and he's also literally run a category, quote unquote category of Ori called all categories, excuse me. So he's played like every kind of speedrun that you can do in Ori, from, you know, the regular all skills to all cells to reverse event order to 0 XP even. So he's done everything. And Razdil, for his part, of course, is also an incredibly good player. Like he's, I forget, top 5 in all skills still. Nope, 7. 7. Ooh, so far
that is
behind.
Still really, really solid.
Yeah, so he's also incredible
to get up there.
His PB only 30 seconds behind Sigma, so yeah. Neither of those players anything to scoff at. Rory and Meldon, of course, are terrifying for their own reason because they have so much randomizer experience. But Sigma and Razdil combine the rando experience with their incredibly high just play skill level. Also, Rory and Meldon are pretty good at all dungeons. Just a little bit.
Just a bit. I would argue that Hydra is better than either of us.
Yeah, well, Hydra is a broken human being.
This is true.
So yeah, we're still seeing from Grim and Terra. It's a rough time. They just have not picked out that one pickup that has Stomp, and until that happens, they're just stuck. Terra has done some exploration of the left side. He's going into Misty now. Maybe that'll pay off, but without Stomp, like I don't think Grim's gonna head over there.
Terra did end up finding all of the Sunstone shards he needs, so he might end up helping Grim find Stomp later on after he hits all the trees. Might see that.
That would definitely be interesting. When that situation occurs, they're gonna have to weigh: is it better to have Terra help Grim find Stomp, or to have Terra finish and lock in as time as possible?
Yeah.
Because, like, do they think that helping find Stomp is going to allow Grim to finish faster enough to the point that it's worth the time delay for Terra?
That's interesting. Yeah, I've not heard of anyone running into that kind of thing before, because we haven't really been doing these competitively before either, obviously. So it's interesting to see what they decide to do.
Oh no, Grim has lasers.
He'll be fine. He's played the lasers before.
He'll be fine. But it's one of those things. It's just such an unnecessary risk.
The funny thing is, like, he knows all the cutscene skips for the right side because he ran this game in vanilla back when we had to do that side, and like, he did those cutscene skips. There's a lot of stuff that he knows in this game.
Close to it.
So close.
Yeah.
I will.
Oh, Graham, turn around!
Please go up there.
No,
No, Grim. No, go left. He's going.
Yes.
He's going.
Yes!
Is he gonna do it?
There it is.
There we go, yep.
All right.
We got it. Alright.
So now it would be probably best for Terra just to finish.
Yes.
Yeah, Terra's got all the trees except Grenade, so he can just go get Swamp. Go get Stomp, and then go do Grenade.
And head straight to Grenade.
And meanwhile, Grim will finish it up good. So it's nice to see that it blocked him for a while. That part really sucks, but it's good to see that they were able to get to it before it was like too silly, like requiring Terra to do something dumb to get into BRB.
Yeah.
I don't actually know if his Frankie is still alive. Because if not, he would have to find either Stomp or Climb.
That's a good question. I didn't pay attention to whether they even did the that trick.
It's hard to pay attention to that one in particular. It happens so early. There's just so much going on. I completely missed whose Frankies were alive, whose were dead.
Alright, so Hitachi has finished. He's holding right, and Ronnie is heading into the final escape. Terra will just be going to BRB to get his light grenade tree, and then he'll be heading to Horu. And Grim has to collect his 4 trees, which shouldn't take him that long, on the order of 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll probably see him come around with like a 115 or 120. He's going for fast Stompless. Unfortunately, I don't know that he's practiced this in quite a while.
It's not a trick that we really get to do very often in randomizers. Because they're just either you don't have dash.
Something that I've seen frequently is people doing the shot setup, but not actually trying to get the cell or caring if they get the cell, because especially if you're in go mode, then you don't need to check it.
Right,
So,
you just
but
sort
getting the shot is still faster than going up the stomp.
Oh, for sure. It looks like Hitachi has finished a 57-22. So
And Ronnie is close.
Ronnie's close. They will definitely be coming ahead of Terra and Grim. That should see them. That should see them in.
And how many doubles teams did we end up having?
We have 10 doubles teams, so there's going to be 2 play-in matches to see who gets to the top 8. Those are going to be between the bottom 4 teams. Got some fish strats. You don't find all of the skills for grenade jumps. That's really all they do.
Sometimes not even that. If you don't have dash.
Sometimes you don't find all the skills for fish strats. Whether that be dash or bash. Because there are definitely times where you don't find bash. Those are really unfortunate.
So Grim making quick work of Misty, reminding us that he did speedrun this game, so
He did in fact speedrun this game.
he's very comfortable with these movements, and he's got glide, so there'll be no problem entering Sorrow for him, most likely. Well, aside from maybe a possible hiccup or 2 on Sorrow Bash, because that's an impossible trick.
As opposed to other tricks in this game, which are not impossible.
Correct. So Ronnie coming in with the sub-hour time, according to SRL. 59:36 on his timer.
36 on this timer. Truck 36. So they finished pretty close together. We're now just waiting on.
Grim just finishing up his Sarbash here. He's trying to remember how to do this stupid little jump that gets you onto the micro ledge. There it is. Easy, dude.
Oh, it should.
The truck is in 4 teams playing matches. Mr. Red is and Declan / Gecko. Uncle Ronnie and Hitachi Hex just finished. And then Terra and Cornelius.
we'll be looking forward to seeing some of those matches coming up in the near future. I'm sure they'll be pretty good because that, of course, some of the teams with less experience will get to play one another, and we'll get to see how that bears out. And then, of course, we'll get to see their progress as they get through their stages as well.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to see how these teams improve over the next week or so before they do their play-ins, because I think there's definitely room for improvement, and I'm going to be curious to see which teams put in the time to do that.
Oh no, the layout.
Alright, Satera holding right. Comes in on SRL with a 101.59. Probably a 101.58 on his timer.
That is correct.
Grim making his way to his final tree, which is light grenade, and then he'll do the same. So, gonna finish up around a 110-ish tops. That's a very generous estimate for right now. It's not a lot of time left for them to do these things.
I would expect him to come in 108, probably. Probably under that.
Oh, laser!
Oh. Got the Frankie instead.
Sacrifice the Frankie. He deserves it. The bird. Oh, here's the question. He's only got one ability point. But he's got plenty of stuff he can. Oh, that's an 8, not a 1.
Yeah,
that is
definitely an 8. Yeah, he cleaned up so much of the right side. I'm not surprised he has that many ability points to spare.
Yeah,
Even if he had one.
Yeah. And if you think about how much time that he spent having to look for Stomp, coming out with a 10, 106, 107, 108 kind of range is really good. Like the rest of their play and their decision making, despite we kind of thought they weren't splitting up all that much, but it actually worked out really well. Again, discounting the amount of time that they lost just due to not being able to find Stomp.
That's a good point. I don't expect Grim to have much trouble finishing up right now. It's just movement that everyone's practiced. He has all the skills.
Door warp pipe.
It all comes down to door warp.
Well, as we're coming to the end of this race, of course, we have. Come on, Grip.
Thank you for saving.
So we got lots of more tournament action for this tournament coming up, of course. What can we expect to see, and when do we expect that to start happening, Rory?
I think we're looking to kick off singles within a week or so, because there's going to be an extra round for singles and doubles, or for singles over doubles. So we're going to have play-ins for singles coming up soon, followed by the round of 16. And then we're going to sort of get doubles on the same sort of schedule for the round of 8 following. So I think we're looking to get about one round in every week or so and finish up by the end of September.
Awesome. Look forward to that. Everyone, make sure if you're not already following Ori Speedrunning, please follow Ori Speedrunning. We'll be having this entire tournament on this channel. It'll be good times. And if you're interested in playing the Randomizer, Shed, how can people find out about and play the Ori Randomizer?
Well, a good place to start would be to join the Ori Discord. There's a lot of information, of course, we're all in there, and several guides, of course, on how to set up the randomizer. It's just a project hosted on GitHub, some simple downloads. Pretty easy to set up.
And in addition to the randomizer, you can this awesome tracker.
Fish traps!
Melvin made. Fish strats.
Oh,
Aww.
But you can also find this amazing tracker. Keep tabs on everything.
Oh.
Picked up.
Indeed. And again, thanks to Meldon for the outstanding work on the tracker. That is a really helpful piece of software for people, both for viewers of randomizers and also for when you're playing. It can help to keep track of what you're actually doing and what you've got.
Agreed. Is really nice for when you just sort of show up in the middle of a randomizer to just glance at the tracker and say, oh, he has, you know, all these skills, 2 out of 3 shards for Sunstone, as opposed to, well, I have no idea what this person has right now. And it makes it so that it's less for the runners to keep track of as well, with remembering which trees they visited, where you still have to go.
And of course, thanks to Meldon for making it.
Yep, absolutely. So Grim is just gonna finish up holding right here. We'll get his time in shortly.
Looks like we got a 107.26.
107.26.
GG to them and to everybody who's participated today.
Indeed. And we will be getting the brackets updated within the next little bit here. And we'll be able to make those public and everyone can start preparing for matches. So I think that's gonna be it for us. Unless we're gonna get Meldon in here to also talk about brackets. I don't know if that may or may not happen.
So from this point, though, how exactly is the bracket going to work? Do we know?
So it looks like we have 19 players in this. So we're going to have 3 play-in matches between the bottom 6 seeded runners. And we're going to then jump into the round of 16. All the matches are going to be best of 1 up until the finals, which are best of 3. Then for doubles, we're going to have 2 play-ins between the 4 bottom team, and then a round of 8. Again, best of 1s until the finals, which is best of 3. So we're going to be looking to get that going within the next week or so. Doubles will be starting a little bit later, just in order to give the teams a bit more time to practice and to sync up the round of 8 with the singles round of 8.
Sounds awesome.
Sounds great to me. I'm super excited, both as a runner and a watcher.
I agree. I think that there's going to be a lot of fun action coming up in the next few weeks. As you've seen today, we've had a lot of really, really good performances. Those top times are going to be the ones to watch.
But of course, it is the randomizer, so anything really can happen.
That is true. Anything could happen. We didn't see too many crazy things from these. We didn't see anyone going to Forlorn. We didn't see anyone going to Horror. Or we didn't see anyone needing to go to Forlorn. Rather, we did see some people going to Forlorn singles. But there can definitely be seeds that send you all over the place. And those are the really interesting ones to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
So that should give you guys something to look forward to in the next few weeks. As we mentioned before, definitely follow Ori Speedrunning if you want to keep tabs on this, because everything is going to be on this channel.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe that does it for us.
Cool. Well, thank you, Rory and Meldon, for organizing this entire crazy thing. You guys have any final thoughts before we sign off for today?
Not really, other than just if you enjoyed it, come back and watch the rest of the tournament. It's gonna be fun.
And good luck to all the runners.
Indeed, and congrats to those who came in with the ridiculous times today. I think that does it for us.
All right, good night, everyone.